This is what Good Friday usually looks like on the Via Dolorosa, Latin for the Way of Suffering, where Christian pilgrims from all over the world come to retrace the steps of Jesus on his way to his crucifixion on the cross. This year on Good Friday, the Via Dolorosa here in the heart of Jerusalem will be empty, since all outdoor processions have been canceled by the government because of COVID-19.
Usually in such seasons, the city is overloaded with people. Now the roads are empty. We won't have practically any outdoor activity. All prayers will be held with very, very minimal participation.
The same holds true here in the Garden Tomb, just outside the walls of Jerusalem's Old City, where many people believe Jesus was laid in this empty tomb and then rose from the dead. The Garden Tomb Association has held Easter sunrise services for years, many of them broadcast by CBN.
Normally there are thousands here on Easter morning, but this year we could only allow 4 people on camera at a time. And so we had to have people come in at different times to do the readings, different times to do the music, to make sure that restrictions were adhered to. Well, the Easter service we have planned now is going to be a mix of readings from some of the community who are still here, of prayers, of praying for those victims and those who are suffering with the virus.
Abu Nasser says, despite the circumstances, there's cause for hope.
It is a very sad moment, but I do believe that it is also an opportunity for prayer and reflection, because God could be adored everywhere, not only in the holy place. St. Paul says everything is working for the sake of those who love God. I believe that God and the divine wisdom might require us to reflect and to pray more. And I do believe that this is an opportunity for the families, especially nucleus families, to pray more, to reflect more.
It will look very different to previous years, obviously because there are no people allowed to attend it. But we still believe that is still an act of worship to God, because the ministry of the Garden Tomb is about a place of worship and witness and prayer. And that will continue even through this virus.
Regardless of the government restrictions because of the coronavirus, Abu Nasser and Holland say the message of Easter remains the same.
That we believe in resurrected Lord, and death, even despite all difficulties, Easter reflects that life would prevail, that death and crucifixion is only one station on our way to resurrection.
As we read in John's Gospel, chapter 19, not far from where Jesus was crucified there was a garden, and in the garden there was a tomb. And we read therefore that Jesus was crucified for our sins to take away the sin of the world, and that he rose again on the 3rd day. And this is a message of hope that we can give to the world. The message of the Gospel stays the same, and that message that the Garden Tomb has proclaimed for 126 years, that Jesus died, that Jesus was buried, and that Jesus rose again for everyone who's listening to this message today and the whole world.
Chris Mitchell, CBN News, the Garden Tomb and Via Dolorosa, Jerusalem.